break it to you, but the world is on the brink of disaster. World crime is at an all-time high. And the only thing standing between order and chaos is us.
This week, Netflix came out with the movie of Old Guard. Go ahead.
That was it.
I think that's the whole theme song. I think you got it.
Yeah.
It stars Charlize Theron, which is a big deal because I like watching her run around.
She's great.
Directed by Gina Prince Bayworth.
And
did you say they want to recast her as Furiosa for Mad Max?
Good luck. Yeah, good luck. Just
they want a younger woman.
Well, it's supposed to be a prequel. I'm just like, don't make a prequel. Just make a
thing
starring.
Hugh Jackman's been Wolverine for 40 years.
Yeah,
and prequels, and like you can do that.
Also, as though Charlize Theron has aged.
Yeah. No.
Like anyone would notice, just put less dirt on her this time and say she's younger. It's the same.
But yes, there is an awesome comic book called The Old Guard that Netflix made a movie of, starring Charlize Theron. The guy who wrote the comic also wrote the screenplay, which I like it when that happens. Because, he made... Well, I mean, like, generally, I'd like to see that the people who made a story are involved in the translation of that story.
Yeah, so we read this comic when it came out. We're reading the new issues that have been coming out very recently. We just got the final issue for the new run, so that concludes Volume 2, which will come out. So that means we were super attached to the source material and we all watched the movie. So what do we think about The Old Guard? So give me the elevator pitch of The Old Guard.
Oh my God, The Old Guard. So people pop up and they just so happen to be immortals and you don't really know why or how, and for some reason beyond their comprehension they decide to defend humans from themselves.
Great.
That's it, right? I was not wrong?
Amazing. Yeah, the book doesn't get into any of the why or what their purpose is.
Yeah.
I gave it a reread because I didn't think that was really part of it, and it's not.
No, it's very much like they were all born/died in times of war. They were warriors, they were soldiers, so they kind of continue to be that. Versus, like, I remember the first movie trailer came out, it's like, we're the last line of defense against evil taking the world. I'm like,
So... Did we like the movie? Did we think it was a good adaptation?
All in all, I enjoyed watching it. I'm not gonna praise it critically and say everyone should go. I'll probably recommend my dad sees it. Hi, Dad, because he liked Justice League. But if I'm gonna pick between them, I'm gonna pick the book. The book I just think does. There's nothing the movie does better than the book.
Fair. I'm going to say that sometimes I have this critique about comic adaptations that, they have so much of the source material in front of them, they should use more of that. What I said about the movie right away was that I wished that they had lifted less dialogue out of the book because it doesn't really work in dialogue like with living human beings.
Yeah.
Like it works as dialogue on top of like stills.
Yeah.
But when characters are in motion, you require a different pace, and a lot of the dialogue is delivered super flat and deadpan, which is really, really unfortunate. I also think they add a bunch of exposition about their immortality instead of giving me like some of the character building flashbacks that we get in this.
Yeah.
And by doing that, you kind of like cheapen the character development, and then I don't care about their relationships as much. For some reason in the movie, they think it's important to not split up the team until later on. Like Niall never meets the other two. They're kidnapped by the time they get
in
there.
the book, Niall only meets the other couple like at the end when they're being saved from the pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, she's only ever with Booker and Andy until the end.
Yeah.
And I think that's that's what makes her relationship to Andy by the end of the book so strong, because she's seen her like react to this situation and has like learned so much from her in such a short time. And we never really get that in the movie, which is unfortunate, because like it winds up that the like two female characters are kind of adversarial in the movie, whereas in this they like end in this sort of like really like they've developed such respect and like admiration for each other going through this together. So that is taken out. Also, a lot of the gore is taken out in the movie, which is surprising to me. So like when they first don't find the kids, right?
Yeah.
Like they've been made for the first time. Like they've been filmed not dying while being shot down by a firing squad. When that happens in the movie, it's this dramatic moment where they go down and are just like flat on the ground, and the team just like turns around.
Yeah, they're just like, whoa, we killed them, guys. Let's face this way for a few minutes now and talk about our successful kills facing the other direction.
Well, they slowly regenerate on the floor, but in the book, what's so chilling about it is that they never stop coming. It's like very zombie-esque, where chunks of them are flying off, and then they just like plow through the whole team, and that's like so much worse.
Yeah.
But also, like they talk about in both the book and the movie, like Niall just becomes immortal. Andy shoots her in the head and then complains about how long it takes the first couple times.
We watched yesterday that 2018 Robin Hood movie.
We did.
Guess what? It's horrendous, but I liked it a lot better than the old guard from Netflix.
Whoa, that movie was bad.
That movie went for it. It had a dumb idea, a dumb premise, a dumb look, but it was like, but it's ours, and we're gonna double down on this idea, and we're gonna follow through with it, because we have much better enthusiasm for a thing. This movie felt like Team America without Marionette.
Maybe feelings are feelings because we can't control them. I promise I will never die.
And there's no plot to this movie. Like, as weird as that is, like, they recruit a new one because they just pop up as immortals.
I mean, that's
fine. I don't care. You don't have to explain me the immortal stuff. But like, they all have like
they dream of each other.
They dream of each other, and they have an inner compulsion to just
Find
save the world.
Yeah, and that part isn't in the book.
Another weird thing that's not in the book that I guess they added to make the stakes higher is Andy in the movie. Her immortality is maybe coming to an end. She's not healing as well. That's not in the book at all.
But the thing, they recruit the new lady.
Yeah.
I like her as an actress, but I don't get to see her do any. How does she feel about this?
They spend way more time on that in this. Yeah. That's my other problem with them, like just throwing them all together in a room and then having Niall kind of like sadly look around. Because instead of that, in the book, we get this scene, and I was talking to you about it when I was rereading this today, where they're driving for a really long time, like at night, and Booker's like smoking a cigarette in the back. And Niall goes, well, Andy told me to ask what happened to your family. And he's like, oh, because she wants me to tell you that seeing them will make it harder, but really what I'm going to tell you is that it's easier. And he like goes on this long monologue about how it's not that you'll have to see them die, which you will. Yeah. It's that they'll have to see you live and not change, and seeing you with this gift will make them crazy, and they'll ask for it, and then the monsters that they become while they try to take it from you are your last memories of them.
He's like, they'll ask you for your gift, and you won't be able to help them, and they won't believe you.
Yeah.
And those will be the monsters you remember. Like, it'll take your good memories of your family and change them.
Okay.
And that monologue is so powerful in this. but they cut it.
They have a little.
They chop it up.
They chop it up. And
They
it's a
keep the
little
first
bit.
half, and the sort of they keep Andy's point of like, oh no, it'll be hard on you. But I agree with you now.
But
that
Rustin
the
Bone guy is a great actor, and that's a really cool backstory.
Yeah.
But they just kind of like flash it at you, and it had, but there was no.
Also,
it's not
the guy
ingrained
who
in that
plays his
character at all.
the guy who plays his cancer-ridden son is Huey from The Boys. There for like a 3-second role.
Yeah, and in this, his son is like old.
Old man.
Old
He's the
man,
same.
just riddled with cancer, begging him to like help him, and he can't. And like, and then when Booker turns on them and his reasoning, he like pleads with Andy. He's like, I just want to end it. Like, if they can figure out why this is happening, maybe they can make it stop. Don't you want that?
That's a cool way to do it. But this guy's like, oh, I didn't know it was gonna hurt.
Like, what the fuck?
And Niles, is that the?
Yeah.
That's the new recruit. So the first half of the movie is recruiting this new lady, and I don't know how she feels about being an immortal and how because she's mentioned her family, but we don't know what the family dynamic is. I don't know what it is. So she's just there to ask questions and then to be like give vague epitaphs.
She seems to exist in the movie as the character that shows up to have things explained to them.
Yeah.
So in turn the audience has things explained to them.
But then she goes away, and then the
Yeah.
movie's about like a mad scientist who wants to unlock the mysteries of immortality.
Played by everyone's favorite evil cousin of Harry Potter, Dudley Dursley.
Yeah.